Welcome to our segment called Ask Dr. B. I'd like to introduce you to Gianna here. She's actually one of our resident happiness gurus, along with Momo here, who's one of our resident happiness gurus. And Gianna's brought some questions forward for the kids in her age group that are including, kids anywhere, from 8 to about 11?
Yeah.
Okay.
8 to 11.
Okay, great. So what are some of the questions that you have here for me today? Go ahead.
Well, kids have been asking me, how can I stop kids from bullying?
That's a really good question. One of the things that I like to do when it comes to bullying is actually using humor, but yet it depends on how you deliver it. So the first thing is when you start to feel like you're getting bullied, you really have to actually stand your ground, look the person in the eye and say, hey, I don't like the way that you're treating me. I hope you have a happy day. And you walk away. All right. The other thing that you can do is you can also walk away from that person. If that person continues to follow you or continues to bully you in that way, then later in front of an adult, you can actually deliver that same message and say, hey, stop bullying me. Stop following around. You're making me uncomfortable. And you'll be surprised to see that person, especially in front of the adult, will actually back off a little bit. So it really has to do with your stance, the eye contact that you make with that person. Okay, because oftentimes if you kind of puff your chest out a little bit, and look at them and say, leave me alone, they're not going to come at you so strong. Some words of kindness are really important as well. And using humor works quite a bit. Hey, are you having a bad day? You don't look so happy. Can I get you some chocolate? Really kind of turning things around for kids. All right?
Well, my next question is, how can I concentrate on my homework?
Well, that just depends. It depends on how much you're distracting yourself. So if you got music going in the background and all of this kind of stuff, there's no way you're going to be able to focus on your homework. Isn't that right, Momo?
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Exactly. So Momo even agrees. You can't be distracting yourself with too many things in the background. But one of the great ways to actually begin your homework if you're distracted is to do about 15 to 20 jumping jacks, because what that does is it increases serotonin in your brain and dopamine in your brain, and it allows your brain to calm down a little bit so you can sit down and focus and concentrate on that homework. Get all the food and stuff out of the way. Don't be eating anything while you're sitting down to do your homework. Maybe throw a piece of gum in your mouth, because sometimes that'll really help you concentrate. Movement is real interesting. It helps us to focus and concentrate on the things that we need to do. Okay?
How can I tell my friend that she's being mean to me if I don't want to hurt her feelings?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Oftentimes I hear a lot of kids ask that question to me. My friend's being mean. I don't know how to deal with them. One of the things that you've got to be able to do as a friend is put yourself in their position and think to yourself, why is Sarah being mean to me? Maybe something's happening, at home. Maybe she's not happy at school. Maybe she's not happy with herself. And so you have to put yourself in that person's kind of position of understanding. And sometimes it helps to write a note. I love you so much. You're my best friend. And I love it when you treat me with kindness. Because sometimes people can't take it face to face. So sometimes a note or even a text to your friend will be really helpful. And wishing them, a good day, to be blessed that day. Because it's so difficult to bully someone when you're being really kind back. So that's a big one, okay?
How can I tell my parents if I want to eat healthier foods?
Oh, you mean like if the parents are eating not as healthy foods?
No, like if I want to eat fruits and vegetables and they're giving me Lunchables.
Oh, great question. Well, you don't want to offend them.
Yeah.
Right? Do you go shopping with your parents when they go to the store?
Yeah.
Okay. And have you tried to suggest to them maybe, buying some more fruits and vegetables?
No, because they usually don't want me to, this is cheaper, I'll buy this for you.
I see. So they kind of resist you a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. You get an allowance, don't you?
Yes.
Okay. And do your parents allow you to take that allowance and go shopping?
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay. That's another way to do it. Another way to do it is to actually say, well, I'm going to use my money. I'm going to buy some apples. I'm going to buy some oranges. And then what happens is usually when you bring that home and they see you enjoy, the fruits and the vegetables, they start to change a little bit. Sometimes it's really hard for parents to admit that they're kind of steering you in the wrong direction. And so when you come at them and you say, it's not good for us to eat this, this isn't healthy, they take offense, right?
Yeah.
And so in order to not offend them, sometimes we have to do a few different things, right, to change that up without being rude, right? Any more questions?
Yes, I have one more.
Okay.
How can I tell my parents I want to do a sport?
Do you mean like because they're not letting you do a sport, or
Yeah.
you want to change the sport that you're in because you don't like it because they picked it for you? Like, what do you mean?
I want to do a sport, but they say no because you have to travel places and we have to take you there. It'll take time from us, and I don't know what to tell my parents.
Okay. Well, sometimes you have to have a plan. Parents sometimes can be under a lot of pressure because they don't have time to be able to take you to these things, and so what they're doing is they're actually responding to guilt. Okay, and they feel guilty because they're not taking you to these different places, and they seem angry when they're talking about it with you, right?
Yeah.
But if you come at them and you say, well, I've actually talked to a couple of my best friends about it, and the parents are willing to give us rides. Now, sometimes parents take offense to that still. And they think, well, I don't want, so-and-so's parents to be driving you everywhere, then I'm going to look bad. So when your parents say that, say, look, I understand you have concerns that you might look bad, but you won't. You're my parent. I love you. And I know you want the best for me. It would actually be great if you could allow me to do that, because then I'll tell them how supportive you've been. So coming from a place of love, understanding, right? And hearing your parents' concern in the background, because sometimes your parents feel bad that you're asking them this and they haven't done anything about it. And so if you say that, I don't want you to feel bad, Mom and Dad. I know you love me. And I know you want the best for me. So when I ask for these things of you, I'm not trying to put pressure on you. I just want to be a part of that group, or I want to be a part of that sport. And how proud would you be if, I set that up and I did that all by myself? I want you guys to be proud of me. And it's going to be something I really enjoy doing. I think they've changed their mind. What do you think?
I think so too.
Okay, that sounds good. Did I answer all your questions?
Yes.
Did you like the answers?
Yes.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Please submit your questions to Ask Dr. B online. Subscribe. Send them to us and we'll answer them here on Ask Dr. B.